Today in this video we will talk about software development lifecycle for the subjects SEPM. Definition: a software lifecycle is often called as a software development lifecycle and is a particular abstraction and that represents a software lifecycle. Phases of SDLC: requirement phase, design phase, implementation phase, test phase, installation and checkout phase, operation and maintenance phase. Build and fix model. Sometimes a product is constructed without specification. Basically, this is an ad hoc approach and not well defined. It is a simple two-phase model. The first phase is to write code and the next phase is to fix it. Fixing in in this context may be error correction and or addition of further functionality. Waterfall model. The waterfall model is a sequential software development lifecycle in which development is seen as following steadily downward like a waterfall through several phases. This model maintains that one should move next phase only when its preceding phase is completed and perfect. Representation of waterfall model is given below. First is requirement phase, system design, implementation, testing, deployment, and maintenance. Problems of waterfall model. It is difficult to define all requirements at the beginning of the project. This model is not suitable for accommodating any changes. A working version of the system is not seen until late in the project's life, thus delaying the discovery of serious error. Prototype model. Here we first develop a working prototype of the software instead of developing the actual software. Representation of soft prototype model. Start from requirement gathering, quick design, building prototype, custom evaluation, refining prototype, and continue the cycle. And at the end, engineer the product and stop. Advantages of prototype model: users are actively involved in the development. It provides better system to users since it's the methodology. A working model of the system is provided to the user so that they can get a better understanding of the system being developed. Quick user feedback is available, leading to better solution. Disadvantages of the prototype model. Practically, this methodology may increase the complexity of the system and scope of the system may expand beyond original plans. This model leads to implementing and then repairing any way of building system. Iterative enhancement lifecycle model. This model counters the limitation of waterfall model and combines the benefit of both prototype and the waterfall model. Iterative enhancement lifecycle model. It has three iterations of three builds: design and development, testing, and implementation phases. Spiral model. This is the recent model that has been proposed by Barry Boehm. The spiral model has many cycles. Representation of spiral model. Task task region is spiral model. Customers communication planning, risk analysis, engineering, construction and release, and customer evaluation. Software requirement. Software requirement is a process to understand and the exact requirement of the customer and to document them properly. The hardest part of the building a software system is deciding precisely what to build. Analysis and specification. Requirement describes the what of a system, not the how. Requirement in engineering produces one large document contains a description of what the system will do. Methods in requirement interviews, brainstorming session, facilitated application specification technique, and the use case approach. Use case diagram. Use case says diagram are graphical representation that may be decomposed into further level of abstraction. Use case is initiated by the user with a particular goal in mind that competes successfully with the goal is satisfied. It describes the sequence of interaction between actors and the system necessary to deliver service that satisfies the goal. Data modeling defines data, object attributes, and relationship. We use ER diagram for this purpose. Behavior modeling, finding out different states of the system, specifying event that causes the system to change state. We use state transition diagram for behavior modeling. Function modeling, identify functions that transform data objects, indicate how data flow through system, represent producers and consumers of data. For key points for further modeling, we use data flow diagram. DFD shows how the flow of the data through system. This requirement review process is carried out to improve the quality of the SRS. The requirement review process may also be called as requirement verification for maximum benefits review verification and should not be treated as discrete activity to be done only at the end of representation of SRS. It should be treated as continuous activity that is incorporated into the analysis and documentation. Thank you for watching the video.